Hey, and welcome to the Pod Cafe. I'm Nick Potts,
I'm Emily Potts.
and we drink coffee and talk about the podcast we're listening to.
What kind of coffee are you drinking?
Today I recreated the blackout that I had while we were visiting you in Minneapolis.
How'd you recreate it?
So a blackout is a combination of coffee and espresso. And so I just went to Starbucks and asked them for a tall coffee with 2 shots of espresso.
Wow.
And when I ordered it, I said espresso, and I got embarrassed and then corrected myself, and she ignored it, and I was embarrassed.
You said espresso.
Yeah, I said, can I just get a tall black coffee and 2 shots of espresso? And then I went, espresso, and then it was more embarrassing.
Espresso? I mean,
Espresso. And then I
That's
tried to just laugh to myself, but it was
honestly,
awkward.
she probably
Didn't even catch it.
0 shits about that.
Yeah. I like getting Starbucks at Target because I get 5% off with my red card.
With your red card?
Yeah.
That was a nice Target plug. Sponsored by Target.
This podcast sponsored by Target.
Wow.
Yeah, I told you about the guy. I went in there today and he was like, I'm just done messing with Target is all.
I love Target.
He was like really mad but really calm about it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Because the guy I talked to who was helping him went up to him and he was like, yeah, it's just not here. That's what that guy said. And the guy's like, he's like, it's just not here. I'm sorry. He's like, no, it's fine. I'm just done messing with Target is all.
The Target team member was probably like, I don't care. I'm 16.
Yeah, I just don't know what's happening.
Oh.
But it was funny. Anyway, that was the coffee I drank. And it was really good, especially because it was the only coffee I had today.
Wow.
But I enjoyed it. I think the coffee quality was not as good as the place in Minneapolis, but it's Starbucks and it's a chain place. So, and I think that other place isn't, right?
No. Well, kind of. There's 3 locations.
In
but
Minneapolis?
They're all in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I don't think they're everywhere.
Actually, there might be 4.
Well, that changes everything.
Maybe there's 4. They're all in Minneapolis.
Okay.
Yes.
So I liked their coffee brew better, but it was still good.
It's like a swaggy, trendy coffee shop.
Yeah.
Everything just tastes better when it's.
And you know what? I knew this was a thing, but it kind of ruined Starbucks for me because I've never actually seen them pour my coffee, just my regular coffee, and I saw them pump it out of one of those like metal canisters, just like at a gas station, and it ruined it for me.
Well, it's all about the efficiency. They can't have someone that has to make a new pot of coffee in the middle of the day, slowing down the line. So they have a bunch of those little things filled up.
I guess. Kind of sucks. But anyway, I give my coffee a 9.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't quite the blackout. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just drinking some plain black coffee.
Okay.
And I tried to Google black coffee to, make my story about my plain black coffee more fun. Mm-hmm. It got significantly dark immediately.
Okay.
All I Googled was black coffee. First of all, that's also the name of a South African DJ.
Black Coffee?
Yeah.
DJ Black Coffee?
Yeah, literally, there he is, South African DJ.
Wow, can we listen to a little bit of him?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe I could just
but the top
plug
stories, let me tell you,
Uh-huh.
next to Black Coffee South African DJ, are all about how people who prefer black coffee are most likely to be psychopaths.
Oh, interesting.
And black coffee drinkers often possess psychopathic traits. New study says you might be a psychopath if you like black coffee.
This is like not a serious study, right?
I think they're serious and they're recent. All of these are within the last few days. However, the study in no way suggests that everyone who has bitter taste preferences are psychopaths. But it's definitely something to think about.
That's good to know.
What the article says. Well, I'm concerned now because I do prefer black coffee. So
I do as well. That's actually a good fit for our
how
podcast.
do I where's the BuzzFeed quiz? Are you a psychopath?
Well, do you feel empathy towards people?
No, I've actually
Never?
been told that that's an opportunity at work.
Really?
I don't feel bad for people.
That's sympathy, empathy.
Oh, what's empathy?
Empathy is like, you don't feel bad for people, you understand what they're feeling, and you could put yourself in their shoes easily. What is this?
This is DJ Black Coffee.
Okay.
I don't know if I can ever put myself in someone's shoes.
So you might be a psychopath.
I might be. I'm gonna look for more information.
Okay.
He's at a farmer's market, right? Oh. So I think he's the DJ.
Well, yeah, he's
And
DJ
then-
Black Coffee.
And then we have the singer.
Well, who's the singer?
Her
Cream and
name's-
Sugar?
Her name's Monique. Monique Bingham.
Okay.
I just clicked on YouTube and
Could
this
we
was the first
could we
one.
get a second? Yeah.
Oh,
This is the same song.
is it?
I don't know. It sounds like it.
Oh, it's unclear. No. Oh, here we go.
Okay. I'm not sure, but this sounds like a very South African vibe.
I've never been there, so I'm not sure either, but
Does it change?
it's a pretty
Where's
long
the drop?
song. We got
Oh, he added. Ooh.
Oh.
Is that Monique again?
Oh,
Oh.
I kind of like DJ Black Coffee.
It's got like a lo-fi, like chill hop kind of vibe.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll call it a day on that. So anyway, I don't want to talk any more about the black coffee now that I know I might be a psychopath. I need to
Okay.
do a little more personal research.
Are you afraid to rate it high now?
I'm gonna rate it really low. I
Zero?
don't prefer it. I would
I
like.
hate black
I
coffee.
hate black coffee. It gets a 2.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's a 2.
Okay. Well, it is a good fit for our podcast today, because although it is a sports and recreation podcast,
Mm-hmm.
the podcast we're doing is called Crime in Sports,
It is.
and psychopaths often commit crimes.
Are those also correlated?
Well,
Black coffee to psychopath to crime?
if you're a psychopath, you don't understand fear and being scared and stuff. Research the difference between psychopath and sociopath. One of them are that.
I thought sociopath is like more the empathy problem.
Well, what's psychopath then?
I don't know how to spell these. Psychopath versus... Oh, here we go. Easy Google. Someone's done it before.
I sure have.
Okay. Sociopaths are often called psychopaths and vice versa, but there are differences.
Okay.
While sociopaths and psychopaths do share some same traits, sociopathy, okay, is an antisocial personality disorder, generally considered less severe than psychopathy.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. WebMD, credible source.
Yeah, great.
I just kind of want a list. I don't want to do a lot of reading. Oh, here we go. Ads. Sociopath has a conscience, but it's weak. Psychopath doesn't have a conscience.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not a psychopath. I might be a sociopath. I'm just kidding.
I'm pretty sure Dexter is a sociopath.
They're not always. Oh, I don't want to be like him either. They're not always violent. So psychopaths and sociopaths are usually the villains.
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, they're just an antisocial personality disorder. Can be violent. Most are not. So there's that. Let's see what else we got. It's not easy to spot a psychopath. They
'cause
can
they're
be
good at faking it?
intelligent, charming, and good at mimicking emotions.
Yeah, it's Dexter.
Yeah. Sociopaths are less able to play along.
Okay.
And then there's some brain differences. Science.
Science, sure. I think a lot of serial killers are one or the other.
Noted. I don't think I am one, but I'm definitely gonna look into it due to the coffee
Maybe
thing.
there's like a test you could take.
I'm gonna
Maybe the
look.
Rorschach test.
I don't know what that is.
That's the one where with the ink blotches, and you're supposed to tell them what it looks like.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Does that have to do with... Oh, it is a psychology test.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they show you, like, ink blotches, and you're supposed to tell them what shape or what you see in the image.
Huh.
And then that tells you something about your brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
This looks like one of those stormtroopers
It,
in Star Wars.
it looks exactly like a stormtrooper. Maybe they made that to look like that. I wonder if there's an online Rorschach test you can take.
Rorschach.
Rorschach.
It starts with an R.
Rorschach.
Even though I spelled it like that.
Rorschach. It knew what you meant.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
how did Google know what I meant? That was almost fascinating because I typed that and it searched all of that.
It sounded it out.
For some reason, I typed it very phonetically and dropped the C on shack.
Yeah, why did you drop the C on Shack? To save time?
I don't know. Maybe I'm a sociopath.
Maybe.
Okay.
That's
All right,
interesting.
so back to
So,
crime and sports.
Crime and Sports is the name of the podcast we did. And it's done like The Dollop. It's done by two comedians.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember their names.
James and Jimmy.
Jimmy and Jimmy.
Jimmy and Jimmy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jim and Jim. That's cool. You got any other background info on them or no?
Not really.
Yeah, okay.
Just that, because I had some other thoughts, so I wanted to know their names so I could tell you who I was talking about.
Jim and Jim. So what they do is they take athletes, mostly ones I've never heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
And because I guess the ones I have heard of don't commit crimes, mostly.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot that have. I don't know why they don't do them though. But
Maybe
anyway,
they feel like those stories are already told and these ones are untold.
yeah, maybe. Anyway, they take athletes and they tell you the stories about crimes they've committed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of them are like either drug related or murder.
Yeah.
Most of them are murder, at least the ones I listen to, or yeah, something like that.
I was gonna say more things, but I don't know if we should just get into our criteria before I say all my things.
Well, does it fit into a criteria?
Yeah, all my
all right.
things.
Well,
pretty
then
much do.
let's jump into the
intro?
first one, the intro.
Yeah. So they have a Patreon.
They do?
Yeah.
Not any of the ones I listen to.
How far back did you go?
I started with the most recent one, and then I went back and started with episode 1.
Okay, well, they have a Patreon.
Are you sure?
Positive,
I'm pretty sure they
because
had
I
ads.
looked into it to see what you get if you pay, give them some money.
Okay.
$1 to $3, not much. You're just there to support.
Yeah.
$5 to $10, they'll give you a shout out on the show. And this is where, didn't you listen in their intro where they like say you can become a producer of the show?
No.
Oh, you're not paying attention.
Apparently.
So they call people producers, and I'm just assuming that what they mean by that is you've donated between $5 and $10, and
That's
then
basically a producer's job.
Yeah.
Is the money person.
So they do that, and then they also give you a copy of like one of their research cards. I don't know. Seems like they're notes. You could have a signed copy of their notes.
Yeah.
If you give like 25 to 50, you get like a segment on their show.
Like you get to be on it?
Sounds like there's like a segment they do with people that donate or support with that much money, and I don't think I listened to any episodes where that was happening, so I didn't really know, or I fell asleep when it happened.
Yeah, probably that.
Yeah. In the beginning, they also do a plug for you to review it, which I find their review thing fascinating because they're kind of just like hoeing it out there for reviews because they're like, just give us 5 stars on iTunes, and you don't have to say anything. You could just like tell people how to download. So they're like, hey, yeah, give us 5 stars. We don't really care what you say. Just like say something, but give us 5 stars.
I think people should do that for us as well.
I know, but I think it's funny that, I mean, it must be the same recording every time, but every time it's like, yeah, just go to iTunes, give us 5 stars, and tell people how to download.
Okay.
It's like, I think they know how. I don't know.
Yeah.
They got there somehow.
They
I don't know.
did get there somehow. If you don't know how to use iTunes in this day and age,
So
you're kind of screwed.
That was all I remember from... Oh, the intro, though. You know how it does, like, the sirens?
I like their intro.
I like it, too, except for when I'm driving or running.
Freaks you out?
I think there are sirens behind me, and I don't particularly like it.
Huh.
So,
that's interesting.
Well, it's scary.
I guess.
Like,
who's pulling me over?
Yeah.
Why when you're running?
'Cause then I feel like maybe I wasn't paying attention and it's like coming at me.
You're gonna get
like
hit by
maybe,
the cop car.
I'm like, when I hear a siren, I'm like, am I in the street? No, I'm on the sidewalk. I'm okay. And then I look around. It's like that.
Sure, yeah.
That's my reaction.
Maybe just see a chase coming on or something.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, what do you rate the intro then?
I think I'm gonna give it like a 7.
Okay.
I was gonna say an 8, but I think the fear that it gives me
is preventing you.
Is preventing me from giving it more than a 7.
I think I'm gonna give it an 8, but I'm already I'm not gonna give it a 9 because it's gonna be really hard for me to put their audio in our podcast because their episodes are so long, and I have to download.
But you could put the scary siren in, and everyone can panic.
Well, that's what I mean. I have to download an entire episode and then cut the siren part out.
Choose like one of the really early ones. They're shorter.
Yep. I'm gonna try. Still an hour, but
the first one's 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's not terrible, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I give it an 8.
Okay. Cool. I think that was all I had to say.
Yeah. All right. Content.
I think they're too long. Is that content?
No, structure.
Okay.
Try again.
Well, note, they're too long.
Okay.
What is content? Like what they talk about?
This is season 2.
I know.
Yeah, they talk about crimes that athletes commit.
Okay, so here's my deal. We kind of talked about this already. They talk about people who I don't know about.
Yeah, I've
like,
never heard of
where's
them.
like the Tanya Harding, Mike Tyson, O.J. Simpson stories?
Even the
Michael Vick. Come on, throw me some names I know.
Even the UFC athlete ones, never heard of them because they're from like UFC 3, and they're not like the winners. They're like some guy who fought in UFC 3.
Yeah, although I did find one episode pretty fascinating. I didn't know who this chick was. I think she's like a bodybuilder.
Okay.
Her name's Sally McNeil. Do you know her?
It sounds familiar, actually.
Her story was freaking hilarious.
Was
she
it?
murdered her husband. That wasn't the funny part.
Okay, sure.
That was sad. But she I don't know what her deal was, but there were like anecdotes of like she dropped a 70-pound weight on his car, and then she also like beat the shit out of some woman who she thought was sleeping with her husband. Like
Jesus.
her story was funny. She was a psychopath.
She was crazy.
She drinks black coffee.
Some of them are crazy funny. Like just like how could you even do those things funny? The only one that here's what I'm gonna say. I was super bored most of the time. I don't know why. It put me to sleep a lot. I
have
don't know
a theory
why.
on why, but
Okay.
I don't know if that's content. I don't know how we're.
Okay, well, what I'm gonna say is there was one that stuck in my head, and it was because it was so creepy and like.
Who was it?
I don't know. I don't remember his name.
So it didn't really stick in your head.
No, well, the story did. He was. I think he played for the Yankees, and he won the World Series.
Well, I feel like I listened to this one.
And
I definitely listened to the Yankees player one.
He became like either the gym teacher or a high school something coach or the trainer, the high school trainer, something like that. And he would give the high school girl athletes like massages and stuff.
Creepy.
Yeah, and then he would like slowly build it up. So he would like then massage their breasts and then
gross.
like.
Can you stop saying these things?
Well, yeah. So he would do that, and then he would be like, it was interesting because then he'd stop and be like, "Oh, we can't do this. We have to stop ourselves."
Always sounds crazy.
Yeah, we're doing something bad, but and then he would after every time he did it, he would pray with them. because
Oh,
he was a
God, this
huge
sounds
Jesus
awful.
freak. Yeah, he would pray with them, and then yeah, and it was super weird. And I was only half paying attention, but he did it to girls in high school, but he also had girls come to his house and have it done, and I don't remember why, but
Strange.
yeah, it was very, very weird. But
That seems to oddly resemble the recent USA Gymnastics debacle.
that was another reason I was gonna bring it up, because of the that there was their doctor, right?
Yeah.
The gymnast doctor. Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Gross.
Yeah.
I would say that I do like that they cover a breadth of like men, women, all types of sports. People maybe you know, a lot of unknowns. Like they have a wide selection. I also think they don't really talk that much about the crime or the sports. They talk a lot about the person's life.
This was my biggest problem with it, especially in the later episodes are like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And most, like 2 to 2.5 hours of that is background info on the person. It's like their life from birth to jail time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be that way. That's why they lose me so much, I think, because it's just nonsense information.
I feel like... So, I've also recently started listening to the Gladiator podcast.
Don't know what that is.
Which is the, like, story of Aaron Hernandez.
Okay.
And, like, his life and crime, you know? So, this is, like, a series. And
but it's only on one person.
One person, like, 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
I feel like you do it like that, or you just do the big bullet points.
Yeah.
If you're doing multiple people. But the, like 3 hours of life of like
too long.
Here's like their birth, and then this is where they took their first steps.
Yeah,
and
they
then
lived here, and then they
last
lived here.
Tuesday they did this, and then it's like shit.
3 hours of anything is too much.
Yeah.
I can't listen to 3 hours of anything.
And I feel like I forget who they're talking about because I kind of zone out while they do the whole, like, they were born here, and then their sister was here. And then they do that for an hour, and then it's, like, gets to the crime, and then I'm like, I forgot who we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. And it was unfortunate because I thought it would be, like, a different and fun way to get into the crime podcasts you always talk about.
I like crime podcasts. I don't like
But not this one.
I know.
Yeah, because... it's not enough about crime.
It's not.
It's almost entirely not about crime, which is the problem.
I also found their content to be, like, almost shocking that they managed to offend some sort of group of people in every episode.
Every episode?
Yeah. I am just like, how can you always say something terribly offensive?
Do you have an example?
Well, they always make fun of people's names.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they do.
And then they're always like turning it into a race problem. And I'm just like, why are we doing that? And then so that they definitely did. There was also one episode where I'm trying to think. I think they were trying to be funny, but they were like laughing about like a rape situation, and then they were like, rape isn't even in this story. And I was like, so why did we just do that?
That's weird.
I just feel like it's 2018. Everyone gets offended by everything, and they are making the most obvious offensive comments ever. So I found them to be less funny every time they offended a group of people.
Sure.
Like, you don't have to make fun of people's names. There was one story, I can't remember which one I was listening to, but the guy, one of like the friends of the main sports crime dude in the story.
Sure, a sportsman.
The topic of interest.
Yeah.
One of his friends' name was Blackie.
Blackie?
Yeah, I don't know. And then
That's kind of funny.
Then one of the guys goes, but he's probably white. And then they go on this whole rant about like white people names and black people names, and I was like, this is just all terribly offensive, but I can't. So that pretty shocks me about the content as well.
That's interesting.
I almost found it very annoying.
Okay. Well, so what do you rate the content?
Like a 5.
Wow.
What are you gonna rate it?
I was gonna say 6.
Oh wow.
Well,
I don't like when people are offended, and I was offended for them.
I just think there's so much potential in this podcast, and they just don't hit the mark. I don't think. They don't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Anyway, what's next? Entertainment?
Next
entertainment
is
value?
the entertainment value.
This is going to be pretty low for me.
So here's what I did not find entertaining, but also found slightly entertaining.
That makes no sense, but okay.
Okay, so their voices. You got James. He's like the main dude.
Is Jim or James?
It's James. And he's kind of got this, like, very monotone, almost calming voice that, like, puts you to sleep. But then you've got Jimmy, who's the co-host, who I found to be this character who was not really adding value, but would just, like, have some random outbursts every once in a while.
Okay.
Like, did you ever really listen to their banter back and forth? It was like James would be telling the story, and Jimmy would be like, "Oh," and it's like, "What are you doing here?
Why are you here?
Why do we have you?"
Do you think it would, like, because the dollop does the same thing?
Yeah, I just think, like, they could do a little more conversation. Maybe we need to give Jimmy a role. He's kind of like a sidekick not playing his part.
Yeah, okay.
Like a Patrick and SpongeBob situation. Or like a...
Everybody loves Patrick and SpongeBob.
I know, but Patrick is slightly less useful than SpongeBob. Or like a Chewie and Han Solo.
Everybody loves Chewie.
I know, I'm not saying I don't love this guy, but he's slightly less useful.
Yeah, I agree that...
And, like, he's very Chewie-like when he's just like... Nrr.
Okay. That was spot on.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
I agree that the voices are pretty monotone. I literally had to turn it off and couldn't listen in my car because it was like putting me to sleep in the car.
You shouldn't listen in the car. The sirens are frightening.
I didn't notice the sirens that much.
Well, James's voice puts me to sleep. Jimmy's makes me want to strangle him.
Okay, well that's not a great combination.
I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing sometimes, Jimmy? And some stories, I think maybe he's following better than others.
You think maybe he's just not paying attention?
I think so, yeah. I think Jimmy's in a whole different world.
Okay. He's just there to be there?
Yeah, he's just, I mean, what would you do if you didn't have me, you know? Can't do it alone. You need a co-host.
I guess. Yeah, I guess Dave brought Garrett in. Garrett?
Yeah.
Yeah, Garrett.
Garrett.
Well, yeah, I probably won't be listening again.
I don't think so either. Not unless they do an episode on Tanya Harding. I would find that interesting.
That would be really interesting. They have a lot of, like, better known options. What's the one guy who killed his wife? Played for the Ravens, right? Or the Vikings? Ravens? Shoot. I'm going to look it up while we continue, but...
I did listen to the episode on Ray Carruth.
Who's that?
I don't know. I thought I might know him. I don't think I did. I think he was a football player. He killed his wife. Oh, no, actually, he hired someone to kill his wife. Oh, wait, no. She wasn't his wife. She was his pregnant girlfriend. So he actually killed a pregnant woman.
They could have done one on,
Actually, his story was cool.
Oh, was it?
Because, actually, let me tell you about this. You might find this interesting. Okay. So, Ray Carruth, was a football player. He was a wide receiver. Came up right here. What?
I said football player that killed wife, and Ray Carruth.
Okay, wait. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. Okay. I think he was on the Carolina Panthers, but he was a wide receiver.
I think Ray Lewis is who I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, I think he hired people to kill his girlfriend, and so she died, but she was pregnant, so it caused her to go into labor, and they delivered this baby who was then born premature with cerebral palsy. Oof. And he's like, it's really sad. And this
Did
kid,
the baby live?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's like...
Is he an inspiration to us all?
He's like 17 years old now.
What's he do?
And he
I don't know. School, probably.
Yeah, I don't really know what he does, but he was given something by the Carolina Panthers, and he wears, like, his dad's jersey. Like, isn't that kind of weird?
What if they didn't tell him?
Maybe they didn't tell him.
Now he knows. Sorry.
But he could Google it, too.
Spoiler alert.
I feel like...
There's no way they kept that secret from him for 17 years.
I don't know. It was an interesting one.
Maybe he just doesn't believe that his dad did that. Was he raised by his dad?
No.
Who raised him?
Well, because his dad was in jail. Still might be in jail.
Yeah.
I mean...
Probably.
You can tell I didn't listen closely, but... he's raised by his mom's mom.
Okay, so his grandma.
Grandma.
Weird that he wears his dad's jersey.
I know.
Maybe he's just trying to own it.
He wants custody, though, Ray Caruth.
His dad?
Yeah. I think he's getting out of jail or something.
That's crazy. But he didn't actually kill his mom. He hired people to kill his mom.
Oh, just kidding. Oh, wait,
None of that was true?
No, that was all true. I thought it said he was released, but the guy that drove the getaway car from the murder was released in 2011.
Interesting.
I'm trying to figure out. I feel like he was just recently released. That's why this one's come up in the news. Oh, yeah. October 22nd. So he was just released like a week or so ago, which is why this is like new back in the news.
Ooh.
Because now he's trying to seek custody of this 17-year-old child. I think he has cerebral palsy.
There's no way he's going to get custody, right?
I really don't know.
I can't imagine he would.
Yeah, there's all these articles now released today.
I can't imagine he would.
He definitely shouldn't.
This is what I mean, though. This podcast has potential
to
be very interesting and good, but it's just not. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to like 8 or so episodes, and I only remember that one, and then the woman who dropped the weights on her husband's car. And slightly the Yankees player one, but mostly those ones, yeah.
It's too bad they came up with the idea. I think we could have done it better.
Yeah. I like sports podcasts, and I like crime ones, so this should have been
right
up my alley.
Yeah. This is you all day.
But, James and Jimmy, they
Jim
just
and Jim.
like, I can't.
Jim squared. Well.
Okay, so what are we going to rate the...
Probably a 4?
Oh, I'm going to do a 5.
All right. I just know for sure I'm not coming back to it.
Well, yeah, same.
But, well, like, those stories can be interesting.
Yeah,
so.
That was a good one. You should listen to the Ray Caruth one.
I probably won't.
Okay. You could just read about it in the
news
that's
now. What I'll do instead.
Okay, let's talk about the structure.
Okay.
I don't know if I can talk about the structure because I'm not positive that I completely finished one episode.
Well, there's a reason for that, and it's because they're 3 hours long. And that's part of the structure.
Finish the first one, which I think...
I finished, like, the first 3.
Only because the first one was 40 minutes, though.
Yeah. The first one...
and that was the Ray Caruth one. Wow.
Oh, wow. So I listened to that one.
Because it was the shortest one.
Yeah, so I listened to that one and didn't remember a thing.
Okay, so you know what? That's almost cool because they released that on February 9th, 2016. And look at it, it's back in the news.
Yeah.
They should do a throwback.
They should.
They should do a TBT to February.
They should do follow-ups when they get released.
Yeah. Yep. Interesting. So I did finish that one, which is why I remember it so well. I'm just looking at my Spotify to see which things made it to the end.
You finished that one, too.
Yeah, I think that was the female bodybuilder. Yep.
Was that the second one they made?
No. I skipped.
Oh, okay.
I read descriptions and try to decide what interests me.
See, I tried to do that. Well, I was just reading titles, but they were all like murder, 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 murder. So I was looking for something different.
Yeah,
but they were all
I
like
didn't do so well on those lines.
No, I sure didn't. But like that little line is probably an hour's worth.
Yeah. Look at this one. I got so close to the end. I wonder why I gave up.
Oh.
Huh. These ones didn't give him a shot at all.
That one was only 50 minutes.
I know. I don't know what happened. I don't, yeah. Okay, so structure.
They're too long.
They are too long.
This is the problem.
So structure, we start with the Patreon ad intro. that
Yeah,
you
if
seem
you
to
say
miss.
so. I'm pretty confident they just had sponsors.
Okay, well, let me just play you one then.
All right.
How do I start it over?
Right? So head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Yes.
That's the other thing.
That's an ad.
I know. Let me cut this out. Panic.
Yep.
I don't want to fast forward it. Okay, just listen. Shut up and give me murder.
Hello, and welcome to Crime and Sports. Yay! Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed.
Yay
My name is
indeed.
James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host. I'm Jimmy Wisman. Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today. We're excited.
gotta be
Dipping
Jimmy.
back into the brain damage sports once again. And wow, this guy... I don't know if there is brain damage, but boy, does he exhibit some brain damage symptoms, we'll say, in his actions. But we'll get to that. Thank you guys so much for your reviews this week, your iTunes, Apple Podcast, little purple icon reviews. Thank you for those. Those mean the world to us. They are the lifeblood of a podcast. They keep you going up the charts. So if you have not done that yet, please get on that. Give us 5 stars. Doesn't matter what you say. As long as you're following directions, following instructions, it doesn't matter. You can also head over to shutupandgivememurder.com, where you can get all of your crime and sports merchandise, all of the sayings that we have, and all of the things and the logos and whatever. It's all there. You'll find it. There's mugs and rugs and things and shower curtains. Yeah, you can make your whole bathroom say "You sir may fuck off," which is weird as shit and pretty actually cool, because that would be if your whole house was normal and then someone opened up your bathroom. Can I use your bathroom? Yeah, no problem. And you go in there, everything is "You sir may fuck off." They'd be like, "This is a weird house,"
Yeah, look
and
at that.
people wouldn't bother you. So if you're like me, that could be helpful and useful for you to keep visitors away. So go there. Also, while you're there, pick up tickets for Small Town Murder Live. Easy enough. And that said, Jimmy, I think we should dip into this, because this is a thick one. And also,
Haven't heard it.
Superstar, an absolute superstar, fabulous, wonderful friend of the show, and really just friend of everything in our opinions anyway. If you want to go over, and you can do this right from shutupandgivememurder.com, there's links to go to patreon.com
Told you.
Crime in Sports, and you can make
Took
a
me a long
donation
time to
to
get
us
to that.
over
You're
there,
going to cut
which
out
is
all of that.
every dime is
but
greatly appreciated.
That's
honestly.
not in all of
And
them.
the fact that anybody would
It
give
is.
any money at all is blows us away, and we're just really grateful.
I disagree. But easily could have just not been paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely have a break in the middle for ads too, though.
Yeah, see, I don't know. The middle. Yeah, they do. They
do.
say, we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah, and
And
they
then
have
they
some
do something.
ads
Yeah, they do.
for something.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Okay, so I don't know what the structure is, because I think they try to do like a little bit of what the story is, but then they like jump back to the beginning of the life and do the whole life story, and then they kind of do like little anecdotes about this murder problem and whatnot, and then they go back to like.
Well, the problem is the structure is like a basic story outline. So they do background info, and then the actual plot, and then where they're at now. But the problem with their structure is the background info is most of the episode.
Yeah.
And the actual plot is almost none of the episode.
Correct.
So that's an issue.
That is an issue.
And the fact that it's 2.5 to 3 hours is an issue.
Yeah.
I'm not
But-
mad at the intro, or like, not the intro, but the Patreon and whatever. They have to do it somewhere.
But you do listen to Joe Rogan for 3 hours.
Yeah, it's way more interesting. Way more interesting.
I don't know if I find Joe Rogan that interesting, but for a later date.
Okay.
Structure.
Also, I don't know that I listen to it straight through.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Usually
no
like
time
an
for
hour
that.
at a time. Yeah. Yeah, you can't do anything for 3 hours unless I'm on like a road trip.
Yeah. Okay, so structure.
The structure's going to be low because it's so unnecessarily long.
Okay, what are you gonna give
Like
it?
a 5.
Okay, me too. Okay, well, let's talk about the production.
Oh, okay.
I kind of like it. I think it's fine.
I think compared to the last podcast, it's great.
Yeah, it's good.
Last podcast was not good. Yeah, this one's fine. I think you're checking to see how long we've gone.
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking forever, and we really haven't been.
Oh, yeah. This one will be about 40 minutes, probably.
We should make it 3 hours, just because.
What would we even talk about for 3 hours?
We could just keep Googling things.
We could do that.
We could learn more about Ray Caruth and psychopaths and sociopaths.
How about that for a podcast? You just go down a Google rabbit hole.
I think that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I love Googling weird things.
Yeah.
Not like weird things, but like, you know when you start somewhere and then you're like clicking 12 places and you're like, I don't know how I got here.
How would you do that?
What do you mean?
How would you decide what the first thing you type into Google is?
I think it just has to be, you know, top of mind, like how I started with black coffee.
Do you think it would be an actual topic or just like
Words.
throw out 2 random words?
Yeah, words.
Yeah.
Words for sure.
Like each of us could bring a word and then
Yep.
we would Google that.
Yeah.
That's...
Or like something you like saw in your day, you know?
Yeah. We should explore that idea.
I like that.
Okay.
I think that sounds freaking fun. I love Googling.
Okay.
Like, how did I start from black coffee, listen to the South African DJ, and then
Right.
also Google psychopaths and sociopaths all in the
That's
same
true.
5 minutes?
That's true.
That was a wild 5 minutes.
That's wild. That's a great idea.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, what were we talking about?
We were talking about the production.
The production's fine.
It's fine.
No, it's
yeah.
better than fine. It's good.
It is good.
Yeah, they intro music and the combination of sirens and stuff put together really well. Audio quality's good.
Even when Jimmy talks.
Even when Jimmy talks, it's not obnoxiously loud.
No, it's just not useful.
No, but the levels are there. They cut in sponsors and stuff. I don't know. Production's good. What do you want me to say about it?
I don't need you to say anything
Okay,
about it.
just give you a number?
I just would like a number.
All
Yeah.
right, I'll give it a 10.
Okay, I think I will too. I was trying to find something negative. I think I just don't like giving
This is
out
where
10s.
they really shine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 10s are easy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But whatever. Oh.
What happened?
I'm just, doing my normal, counting up our averages. And yours is higher than mine. You're at a 6.6. I'm at a 6.4. So, we average somewhere between like a 6 and a 7 for this, which I think is kind of about where I would expect us. We had some negatives, but we did also have some positives, like the intro and the production.
And the positives?
Yeah.
Intro and production. That's about it.
Yeah, but I mean, those had good enough scores to really redeem them. So, I think I feel okay about where we landed.
Yeah, not bad. Probably can't hear me from over here.
Probably
Why
not.
does that light keep going off?
You could plug the cord into the light.
Didn't know that. Too late. This computer, literally, when it hits 13%, it dies in like 2 minutes. All right.
Well, thank goodness we saved it with a little charge there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Anyway.
we got a
6.4 and 6.6?
Yeah.
I think my feel is more like just a 6.
Okay, we can call it a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about a 6.
Okay. Well, I feel like we should talk more because if we wrap up now, I feel like it was unnecessary for me to plug the computer in.
Well, we got 2 hours and 15 minutes to go.
Okay.
So.
You want to try our new podcast? Pick a word. Here's a preview episode.
Okay, let's pick something related to crime and sports.
Okay. How about... I got nothing.
Okay. I think I'm going to just start with...
Sport crime? No.
I was going to go with murder football.
Murder football. Okay. Let's try murder football.
Let's just see what happens. Oh, first spot, Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron
You
Hernandez.
should check out the Gladiators podcast.
Okay. All right.
Oh. Wow, there's a lot of football players charged with murder.
Yeah, it seems to happen a lot.
Oh, there's a new one. Rutgers football player.
Oh.
This is new news.
That's be related to brain trauma, right?
Yeah, that's what they talk about in the
CTE.
Gladiator podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, there's lots of these. Let's see.
Oh.
Oh.
Who else has committed murder as a football player?
Well, what? Oh, this is just a related search. This is good. Next step.
Related search.
American football players. Look at these guys. Rob Gronkowski. What a dude. He's
Gronk.
funny. He's funny.
Gronk.
Yeah. Okay, so we're
Is
still...
that the one you had class? Oh, no, that was J.J. Watt that you had class with, right?
Yeah.
Who does he play for now?
The Texans.
The Texans.
Is that a football team?
Yes, the Houston Texans.
Yep. Them.
It's a bad football name.
Yeah, it is. My computer's moving really slow, and murder football was not a good Google search. I want to go back to black coffee.
Black coffee was a good search.
Actually, let's go to blackout coffee.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you. There is a coffee shop in Australia called Blackout Coffee.
Oh.
So, there's that. Oh, new. Strongest coffee in America.
Okay. I thought for sure Call of Duty was going to come up. Because they have a new game mode called Blackout.
Have you ever tried bulletproof coffee? This is like
Yeah,
the ketogenic thing. Because that's what's coming up next.
Yes. I've made it myself. I haven't actually bought bulletproof coffee.
Wow, this sounds good. Rich keto mocha blackout brownie. Yum.
How is that keto at
I
all?
don't know. I'm the guy who created bulletproof coffee.
Okay.
I don't believe you. Oh, look, there he is. Do you think it's him? I don't think it's him.
No, I don't think it's him.
Oh.
No way. So bulletproof coffee is like black coffee, butter, coconut oil,
Ugh.
blended together.
Gross. Is it good?
Coconut oil or MCT oil, it's the same, basically. It's good. It's like a thicker and kind of creamier, like a coffee smoothie-ish.
Can you taste the butter? I don't like butter.
Well, it depends on how much you put in, but yeah, you can.
Huh.
I don't know. All right.
You could also get well, when you search blackout coffee, there's also a blackout curtain on Amazon.com.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Like for your window?
Yes.
I had shower curtain in my head.
No, I think to keep
it's to keep the light out so you sleep better.
Oh yeah, when you just type blackout in Google, the options are coffee, curtains, beta, blinds, shades, tattoo, map. What's a blackout map?
Blacks out certain areas.
Blackout poetry. Oh, Black Ops 4. There
There it is.
Oh, there's a blackout map guide. All the best loot spots, secret areas.
Oh, blackout map.
Yeah.
In Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
Okay, what else we got? What's blackout poetry? You know anything about that?
Not a thing.
Yeah, me either.
I don't know anything about poetry.
Let me give you 5 tips for creating blackout poetry.
Okay.
Oh, the tips are so long.
Yeah, I don't want to do this.
Grab a flashlight.
What? Grab a flashlight?
That's tip number 2. I skipped 1 because I don't understand it.
Are we telling scary stories?
Okay. Blackout poetry. The cure for writer's block.
What?
Grab the flashlight. Craft time is all the time. Choose when the blackout strikes. What's happening?
What is blackout poetry?
I think I need to Google it because now I don't understand, and that article made me more confused.
Should we save it for episode 1?
I don't. Oh, interesting. Oh, fascinating. This looks fun.
Does it though?
Yeah, I'm almost into it. Okay, so look what you do. I'm going to make an assumption based on looking at these pictures. So you take a book and draw in it so that there's only the words of your poem left.
So you make a poem out of already written things.
Yeah.
And you color in the words you don't want to be read.
Yeah, so grab your flashlight. I don't know why you need a
flashlight. Yeah, why do you need a flashlight? That doesn't make any sense.
There's some cool looking ones, though.
There are some cool looking ones. So now does the image have to represent your story in any way?
I haven't read any of the poems yet, so...
Why don't you read one? They're only 3 words.
Okay, I'm going to read this one.
Okay.
Night came down.
That's it, huh?
by her and watched her mouth.
Watch her mouth?
Doesn't make a lot of sense, but there is a picture of a moon, so I would say yes, they are related.
Why is the night watching her mouth?
I don't know. Maybe we don't get it. Let's try this one. Money took his family and the children and rebuilt everything. There's a picture of a globe.
This is okay, but do you see how these are not blacked out? Do you have to read those too?
No, I think you only read the ones
What's
in the box.
in the image?
In the box.
That's bizarre.
It's about time we got out.
Huh.
Picture of a girl and wearing sunglasses.
Interesting.
Maybe she's ready to go outside. I don't know.
Blackout poetry's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a combination of like poetry and drawing.
I can go to some workshops. Okay. Well, that felt like a pretty successful Google search.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I like starting with the coffee words and not the murder words, so it's got dark really quick.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
This was a good preview.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Can we be done now?
Yeah, I'm way ready to be done.
Okay. Bye.
Wait, you gotta tell them where they can hear us and stuff.
Yeah, totally. So
just give us 5 stars and write whatever you
tell
want.
us how you found us and stuff. Google, I hope, because I love Google. So you can tweet at us at _podcafe. Or you can email us at podcafe.contact@gmail.com, but I don't suggest doing that right now because I can't remember the password to log in.
Okay.
You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, or Libsyn. That's all.
That's it. Okay.
That's all for now.
That's all, folks.